Okay, so our centrifuge just finished spinning for the second time. I'm gonna open it up once it's at 0. Let's see. Cool. All right, let's see. So we should see, oh, that's not the right one. We should see a pretty big pellet at the bottom, which we do. So I hope this is in focus, but you should see like a whitish like chunk at the bottom of the tube. So we can go ahead and close this because we're done with the centrifuge. Oh, turn it off. Head back over here. All right. So these we're done with. There's a pellet, so we're not worried. Let's just put it back there for now. All right. So we have our PBMC. Let's go ahead and remove all the PBS. So we want to remove pretty much all of it and just leave behind about, I don't know, a 1/2 mil, like to maybe here, just so we're not disrupting the pellet. But the rest of it is waste. So let's bring our waste over here. Woo! And again, I don't have any 10 mil pipettes right now, so I'm just gonna do this in chunks. Okay, and then once we're getting low, I'm gonna take till about there. That's about a 1/2 mil, so that's good. I'll leave about that much left in there. All right. Now, I'm going to break up the pellet. And to do this, I'm gonna kind of swing it like this in between my fingers. And this does a pretty good job of breaking up the pellet. And I can check back to see if there's anything still there. There's still a little bit of a pellet stuck. So I'm just gonna shake some more. Looks pretty good. All right, cool. It should just be cloudy. You shouldn't see a pellet anymore at the bottom because it'll be like mixed in and like all over. So, okay, cool. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just put that there and get this ready. We're gonna grab the medium that we've been warming up in the incubator. The HCl medium. Go ahead and turn that off. I'm gonna spray this really good with ethanol because once things are in the incubator, they grow bacteria very quickly. So we wanna make sure this is super clean. Stick it in here. And we're gonna add, we want a total volume of 5 mils. So we're gonna add 4.5 mils of this HCl medium into here because we left about a 1/2 mil of PBS. So let's grab this. Let's loosen our cap over here. I'm gonna just put it here to make it easier. And let's take 4.5. Cool. So there we go. Let's tighten this for now. And I like to give it another little swirl, just so it's mixed in pretty well. Cool. All right, so that's our PBMC. We can save this medium for later. All right, so now we're going to count the cells. So we'll get our hematocytometer that I already picked up, this little tube. We're gonna put 90 microliters of trypan blue into the tube. So let's open this and open this. This does not have to be sterile, so you can just leave the cap off. And we're gonna go to 90. mils, or microliters, sorry. And then 10 microliters of our PBMC. So this is kind of like making a 1 to 100 type dilution of our PBMC so we can count our cells. Where the heck is the tiny one? Ah. Oh, wait, no. 10. Okay, this will have to work. So I'm using a 20. These might work actually. And I'm gonna add 10. Of our PBMC. Into here. And then when I add it, I'm just gonna like put it all out and then I'm gonna go up and down really fast. And then I'll take that, grab my hematocytometer, kind of hold the glass down and then just find that groove at the end, this little like triangle, and just slowly add that on there. And it should spread out over the like square and it'll look a little purpley. Okay, cool. Let's just save this just in case we need it. And cap our PBMC. All right, let's take this over to our microscope for counting. So we'll put this on here, turn on the microscope. I'm gonna look in here. You won't be able to see what I'm seeing. I'll show in a second. I'll insert a picture actually of what it should look like. All right, so I'm just looking for that grid. I'm looking for the tiniest grid in the middle. And then I want to count everything. I'll show a picture that looks like a shiny white cell. Then I'm going to use my counter right here. And I'm going to click it every time I see a cell in that grid. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me just, and then you can kind of like move around and check other grids to see if they have similar amounts. Sometimes there'll be like a whole bunch of cells. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, about 7. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna take that off. Well, let me write down the number first so I don't forget. So, 7 cells. Then you're gonna add 5 zeros. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how many cells are in 1 milliliter of our solution. Now we need to make a solution that has 4.2 mils of PBMC, 0.6 mils of serum, and 1.1 mils of medium. So I'm gonna bring this over here. That was like a total mess. I'm gonna clean this. Calculations are always difficult, but anyways. All right, I like to wash this off. Dry it off. You want to do this pretty quickly just because it could like contaminate this and like harden on there. And this goes back in here. And then just gets stuck in here. Same with this counter. All right, cool. So let me get a tube to make our solution. Spray it off. So this is gonna be our cocktail. So normally when I make a cocktail, I label it whatever number of plate it is. So we're gonna do a 6-well. So I'll put 6-well on there. Let me grab a 6-well plate, which are in the TC plate drawer. I grab one of these. I spray off the outside because they're very dirty usually. I bring it in and then I open it inside, and I usually use a pipette to like poke a hole. Okay. Cool. Then I'm gonna take one of these, put the other one back there. This is just where I put extra stuff. All right, so you can see they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This weighs up. This is HCl 9. 3 million cells, and today's date 2/17. Cool. So let's make our cocktail. I'm just gonna invert this a few times to make sure it's really mixed. This is our PBMC mixture. We need, let's double check, 4.286 mils of that. So what I like to do is add the whole number, and then, so I'll add 4 mils and then 286 microliters. So 4 And this is going into, I should have opened it, this is going into this cocktail. One, two, three, four. All right, there's 4 mils. Now I will need 286 microliters, which I will use the 1,000 tips for. We need this to be pretty exact just because it's like cell concentration, so 280, and then I'm gonna round up to 290 because it's 286. Cool. 286 into our cocktail. All right, now we need 600 microliters of serum from our calculation right here. Here's our serum. And now we will need, I believe, 1.114 mils of medium. So let me I'm gonna use a 2 microliter pipette. So 1, there's 1. And then 114, which I will need 200 tips for. 114. 114. Cool. So here's our cocktail. It's a little bit over 6, which is perfect because we have 6 mils going into here. So now what I'm gonna do is just put it onto the plate. So I'm going to use a 5 mil pipette. Move this over. Make sure I have everything set. Yep. Take everything that's in here, which should be 6 once the bubbles move. All right, cool. It's a little bit less than 6, but I'll guesstimate. There's a little bit left in the bottom here. All right. So let's do 1 mil in each one. Okay, there's 1 mil in each one. These cells are ready. So I'm gonna put the top on, swirl it around, shake it, make sure the entire surface of the plate is coated. There's no like spots where it's not coated. That's good to go. So now this goes in the incubator on my shelf, which I normally label so nobody touches it. I'm gonna stick it right in there.